let's look at 90 some cases for the iPhone 13 Pro. Welcome to AppleInsider. It's Andrew here, and I've got about 90 cases for the iPhone 13 Pro. Let's go ahead and try them on and see which ones are your favorites. By the way, if you're looking for any of these cases, the link to the article down in the description should help you out. By the way, all the cases in this video are in no particular order, so we're just going to run through, and you can use the chapter markers that are down below to speed it up and find the exact brand that you're hoping to see. We of course have to start off with Apple's cases, right? Apple has multiple options. There's the clear case, there are silicone cases, or you can go with the leather cases. So it's really up to your preference. There's a bunch of different colors in both the leather and silicone options. Here's Apple's clear case, which I think actually looks pretty good. Some people hate that MagSafe ring on the back, but I kind of like it. Just gives it a little bit of something different with that clear case. Still fairly thin. You have an elevated edge around the camera bump there. There's an elevated edge on the front of the phone too, so when you have it sitting face down, the screen isn't hitting anything. The bottom is open, which again is another preference thing. For me, I kind of like having the bottom of the phone open, where others want more protection. It is covering all the corners, which is honestly what I care about most. I've been a big fan of Apple's leather cases for a while, and I really like this brown here. There's also this midnight kind of black color, but these are all very nice high quality cases, a very soft leather to the outside with that little embossed Apple logo. So when we do put this on our phone, because they're Apple's cases, they have that great animation to go along with MagSafe to match the color of the case that you're using. It has a raised edge around the front, and it has nice little metal buttons. If you can kind of see on camera, they glint a little bit. Those are anodized aluminum metal buttons on the outside of the phone, which just gives it a little bit of a premium detail compared to other phone cases. It also covers the bottom of the phone, whereas the clear case doesn't. I really like the leather cases. They have been big favorites of mine. The silicone ones are great as well. They're a little bit cheaper, but they don't have the metal button accents, just a little bit of a different color button to contrast the body a little bit. Let's mix it up real quick with some screen protectors. Belkin has a couple different options that you can buy through them right now. There's an anti-glare screen protector as well as the ultra glass screen protector. I usually love the all glass screen protectors. I think they're more protective, but I did want to try out the anti-glare one this time around. So as you can maybe tell on my iPhone 13 Pro here, I actually do have that anti-glare screen protector on. So it doesn't reflect my studio light quite as much while we're filming here. Kind of, oh, there's a good shot of it, a little bit to the side. Yeah, it's a little bit hard, but it does help cut down on the light a little bit, but it is more of a plastic screen protector rather than a glass one. Either way, Belkin has some of the easiest to apply with a little tray in the box that you simply put your phone in and slide the screen protector right over top. Very easy to do and will always protect your phone. Next, I have two cases from Mous, M-O-U-S. And I will say before getting the case, I kind of hate the packaging. They're these boxes that just really kind of fall apart and they make a little bit of a pain, especially when I was trying to fold these back up for on video. I know it's not a big deal, but I just like some good packaging. These, a little bit hit and miss, but let's look at the cases themselves. Mous has a bunch of different cases. I like their clear cases quite a bit. They're very similar to Apple's and they have the MagSafe logo there on the inside because it does work with MagSafe, but it has a little bit more of a lip on the bottoms and it's a little bit more protective than Apple's is. We also have the second case, is this one here with the leather back to it. So this is the Limitless case from Mous, and they have all these different materials, including walnut, there's leather, things like a carbon fiber one, and they're all really nice protective cases. They do work with MagSafe, as you can tell by the logo on the inside. And if you can also kind of tell, there's that green color there. That's the impact material that is on the insides of these cases. I've always found the Mous case to be very protective and they're very sturdy. Plus, I just like those leather accents on the back. All of these will work with any MagSafe stuff as well as all of the Limitless accessories that Mous sells. Next brand is Sonix. Sonix has some very fun, lively cases. There's all these kind of like earthy materials. These kind of look almost like terrazzo or marble or granite, stuff like that. But they also have prints like these flowers. And of course, there's a clear case too. All of these are MagSafe compatible, which is even better. This terrazzo print looks pretty cool in my opinion. The sides are frosted, so you can't really see the color of your phone on the outside or the inside there, but it does give a little bit of extra grip. It's not smooth and glossy like the back is. So these are kind of just prints on the back of the phone, not actual real terrazzo in there. There is a lip around the camera, so those aren't going to touch, and there's a lip around the front as well. The clear case here, this one actually glows in the dark, which I thought was pretty darn awesome. I think you can see a little bit of a tint to the edges there, so I'm guessing that's the part that's going to glow in the dark, because it doesn't seem like the actual MagSafe emblem there does. If you look at the other two, these are all really similar. They're just a lot of fun styles here. So if you're looking for something a little bit more colorful or out of the ordinary, these are going to work with MagSafe, which I think is one of my biggest seals of approval. This case here is from ESR. This is their soft touch finish on the outside, and I absolutely love it. It's like a silicone case, but it's not as kind of sticky as other ones. It just has a nice soft touch to it. The insider is all microfiber, and yes, it works with MagSafe and the company's Halo Lock system, which is awesome. They have a bunch of different accessories, including car mounts and others that work with Halo Lock or MagSafe. It's a great user experience, and these are definitely on my list for stellar iPhone 13 Pro cases. Looking for some with ultimate durability? Check out these cases from Rockform. So I have two cases to check out. This is the rugged case from Rockform, and the second one is this guy here, which is the crystal case from Rockform. Now, a lot of these all have that same interlocking middle piece. This can come out and attach to many different Rockform accessories. They have ultra secure mounts for your bike, for your car, all stuff like that. It's a really neat little system. But on top of that, these new ones, as you can maybe tell by that circle, also work with MagSafe. The clear one's pretty cool because you can see your phone through it, which of course I really like, but there's a bunch of additional magnets in it, even like around the bottom and the edges, so it works with even more accessories than MagSafe does. Just gives you a ton of compatibility, and you can feel right away that these feel like super strong, rugged cases. These are probably some of the most rugged feeling cases that I've tested, and they're even a little funky to get off here because of how strong these cases really are there towards the bottom. I think I would pick the clear one because I like to see my phone through it, but this other rugged case actually has a carbon fiber-like texture to the background, which also looks pretty neat too. So it's gonna be up to you which one you like better, but Rockform, tons of different mounting options with these super secure cases. It's time to get smart-ish. These are cases from Smartish, and I have 3 different ones to show off. Can I quickly say how much I love the naming on these Smartish cases? This guy here is called the Grip Monk. Then we have the Gripzilla, and on the back is the Wallet Slayer, Volume 1. Wallet Slayer is pretty neat. It does add a little bit of extra bulk to your phone, and it's not going to work with all wireless chargers. It certainly isn't going to work with MagSafe, just because there is a bit of a gap here from the back of your phone to where the case is. This does slide out from the side there, boom, so you can take out your cards and use them as you need and put them right back into the slot when you're done. A little bit harder with a piece of paper versus an actual card. It comes in all sorts of different colors on the back here. Grip Monk is a handy case, and there are little divots on the side and some grippy texture to help you hold onto your phone, but it's another clear case for your iPhone that works with MagSafe. Very slim, protective, and adds extra grip. But I just love this one so much more. This is Gripzilla, and the back of this is awesome looking. I just love the print on this one in particular, but there's even more grip than on the Grip Monk. That's why it's called Gripzilla and not the Grip Monk. There's lots more divots on the side, and they just make it really easy to hold your phone super strong. So while the case itself is protective, you never even have to worry about dropping it because you're gonna hold on to it for dear life anyway. Of course, all these cases cover up the camera bumper on the back. They do cover up the bottom of the phone, and there's a lip raised edge on the front of the phone as well. You guys ready for a lot of cases from this brand? Let's check out a bunch of cases from Moshi. I was trying to time that so I would unload all these by the time that I stopped talking, but I didn't because there was a lot. So let's look at Moshi. The case we're going to look at first is iGlaze. Many of the iGlaze cases are part of Moshi's Snap 2 series. Make sure you look for that if you care about it when you're picking up your case. The Snap 2 series is just basically a magnetic mounting system similar to MagSafe, but not quite MagSafe. Not any of these iGlaze cases are going to support MagSafe, but they will support the Snap 2 series. So if you're already a Moshi owner, then that's going to mean a lot to you. I really like this one here. This is a really nice color, kind of a shimmering peachy pink color. If we look at the sides, you'll see there are chromed accents on the button. They have a very nice tactile feel to them. They feel very much like you're pressing Apple's buttons themselves. And you can see we have added grip down the sides, that extra texture to make sure you don't drop your phone. Otherwise, this feels like a very protective case going all the way around all the sides of the phone. There's the pink one here that I'm showing you, but there's also a clear version because everyone has to have a clear case for your iPhone. There's a shimmering blue version, kind of almost a black color. This incredible pearlescent, how nice is that? I love these pearlescent cases. I couldn't rock this every day, but I do really like them. Then we have a kind of a shimmery white color. There's a little bit of a shimmer to it. And then we have this light powder blue option. This is gonna look great on that new Cyrill blue iPhone 13 Pro. Then we have the ARX cases. There is a clear version of the ARX case, and I kind of like because they actually have a silver shimmery color to the MagSafe logo versus just white, so a little bit nicer there. But they do have a clear version of this that supports MagSafe, and the regular version of the ARX case supports MagSafe as well. Plus, there's this really neat texture on the back, so feeling it, it is perfectly smooth. There is no like texture there, but it creates that waveform look as you move the case. This is a really neat look on this phone. It still has textured sides and chrome buttons to make it easier to hold and easier to use. Overall, I like these from Moshi because they do at least support MagSafe, which is something that I'm always looking for. If you don't care about that, it doesn't matter either way. This is just a really neat looking case. Let's take a look at the Overture case from Moshi. There's a lot of things that make the Overture case from Moshi so cool. First is the leather case itself. So you do have a leather-backed phone case, you do have the metal accents on the buttons, and that extra grip down the side. So already a great case, but it's even more. It also comes with this bit of a magnetic folio to go around the outside. So we can pop this open, and you can kind of see there, we have 2 card slots on the left and some extra pockets there underneath. And then the whole thing is magnetic, so your phone can just go right in and close up. So you have a folio for your phone, pop it open, phone in there, take it out anytime you want, leave the folio behind. This can kind of act as your wallet here. On top of that, this can act as a stand, so it pops up and folds back like that, so you can use your phone as a stand to watch movies, TV shows, anything like that. So a built-in stand for your phone, built-in wallet, extra pockets. These things are cool. They work with wireless charging, and they have a nano shield on the outside to make them antibacterial. So really protective. Lots of stuff going on here. This is the Overture case from Moshi. I have the black one here, but there's almost this pinky peach color too. Just depends on your preference. Finally, let's take a look at the Ultra Moshi case. These cases come in a few colors. There's this kind of brown color here that may appeal to people. There's also a pink color for anyone who likes that. And all these come with matching wrist straps. So there is a pink wrist strap here with a pink one. And if we look at the blue one here, my particular favorite, this guy here comes with a blue-black wrist strap as well. So you have the case themselves. Your phone can easily pop inside. They all work with the Snap 2 system from Moshi. So you have that going on at a grip, but I really like the textured back here. Just looks really neat. Added grip, something different. Plus, they all come with these little wrist straps that can clip right here on the bottom and come off when you don't need them. This is the Ultra case from Moshi. Moshi's got screen protectors as well. There are 2 of them to look at. So we have the Airfoil Pro. This guy says it is complete edge-to-edge protection. It is a glass screen protector, which is always very handy. And it's going to have that black border around it, so it blends in a little bit more than a typical screen protector that you may see. Then we have the iVisor AG, which is another anti-glare one. Promises to be completely bubble-free during installation. Still has that black border, but it is an anti-glare screen protector, so it's going to cut down on glare as you use your phone. Similar to the Belkin one that we looked at earlier, but Moshi's the only one I've seen that does this black border thing for the new phones yet. I know others will, but right now these are the only ones that I have tried that have that black border, and I think it's really cool. I have a lot of people asking about them. This is who they are. It's Moshi. Here are a couple cases from Alto. Alto makes these amazing Italian leather phone cases. They're all high quality aniline dyed leather, and they're some of the nicest leathers that I've seen used in phone cases. They're very minimalistic, and they just have a simple Alto logo stamped there at the bottom. They come in these fun, bright colors. This one here happens to be the very slim one with this blue kind of on the back. They also have a green one here as well. These things are super nice. They have nice microfiber linings, which is great. And there's the Metro version of this that has a card pocket on the back. Unfortunately, these don't yet work with MagSafe, but they're some of my favorite phone cases, so I kind of find it hard to give them up sometimes. Gonna do a case roundup without Nomad. Nomad has two different lines of cases this year. There are leather cases and the sport cases. Let's go ahead and look at the leather ones real quick because we've seen these before. Nomad's leather cases all now work with MagSafe, as can be indicated by that ring on the inside. They have a very soft microfiber lining and pockets around the outside edges that offer a bit more drop protection than years past. They easily clip onto your phone, and they have wonderful leather finishes on the outside. They're still sourcing their leather from the Horween Tannery out of Chicago, and this again is some of my favorite leather used in phones. I like the rustic brown, but there's a black option as well, and sometimes they even have the natural option available, though I'm not sure if it's currently available in the new phone cases. These leathers also look great over time. This is brand new out of the case, but as you use it, it looks more and more worn down and matches your particular look as you use it. It's very cool to see how the leather transforms over time. They have these basic rugged cases here, but there's also a folio option as well, if that's more your style. Then we have the sport case. This guy is new this year, and it's got a very glossy outside finish and plastic around the edges. There are metal button accents, which I think is a nice touch for an otherwise plastic feeling case. Now, these I don't love as much because they do work with MagSafe, but because that outside is so slippery, I've had some things just kind of slide off. Things like wallets don't work super great with these cases. So if that's what you're gonna be using with them, maybe steer clear and check out something else. But mounts and everything else I haven't had any issues with because luckily the magnets are strong enough. There are these three earth tone colors here, that green, that tan, and this gray. The gray one happens to be my particular favorite, though that green one's also kind of cool. Now what's really neat about all the Nomad cases this year is they have support for NFC digital business cards. So you can go ahead and set them up on your phone, and then anyone who comes up to it and can tap on the back of your phone, you can automatically pull up a digital business card with things like your social handles, resume, anything like that. It's a very neat thing, and they partnered with Popple to make this happen. I did a whole review on these just because of that feature, so go ahead and check that out if you're interested. Check out the new Pop case from Popsockets. I have never been a Popsockets fan, but they made me a believer with their new Pop case. So this is it. This is the new Pop case. It comes in a bunch of cool colors. It's very protective, offers 10 feet of drop protection, has clear sides, but you can also kind of see your phone there, and then there's the buttons that overlap. So it's a really neat visual effect of the case itself. But this is the real magic part. It actually has a pop socket built into it. We've seen that. I'm going to show you another one in just a few minutes. So you can use it in the same way you could use any old pop socket. Add some extra grip to your phone so you don't drop it. It works really well. But the problem was they didn't really work with wireless charging very well because the pop socket was in the way, unless you had the pop socket wireless charger. But not anymore. Now you can go ahead and just slide the pop socket down your phone, move it towards the bottom, and now it'll work with MagSafe. So any of your MagSafe chargers, mounts, anything like that will work with this case. You can even take this completely off if you want to, so you don't even have to have it on there, but when you want it, it can slide back on. So it's not permanently affixed to the back of your phone. Use any MagSafe wireless charger, even a MagSafe wallet if you took this guy off. And then when you need it, you can slide it back on. And because it can just go towards the bottom, you can even pop it out and use it as a stand this way or this way. Oh, I guys should put it back in the center for going horizontally, but yeah, then it'll work as a stand this way. So very multi-function here and full MagSafe support. They've got me on board with this, the new Pop case. There is another version of this case right here, which I don't love as much. It still moves around, the pop socket's removable, but it doesn't support MagSafe. It's not built into this case. So there is a clear version. I just don't like it as much. I really prefer the updated version here that supports MagSafe built in. Let's check out some cases from Survivor. This is the Survivor Strong case. Has a little bit of a clear back, so it has a neat color accent, but you can also see your Apple logo through it just a little bit. It feels very strong, and it's actually offering 12 feet of drop protection here. There's a big lip going around the entire outside, so you're gonna have added back protection against that glass, but also around your front glass as well. You can see this off color, that gray, that is that extra grippy material that's helping secure your phone. This one's really neat, but if you need even more drop protection, there's the Endurance case, which actually feels slimmer, and between the two, this is probably the one that I would pick up. This supports MagSafe built in, has a frosted back, so a little bit clear, which I really like that. Added grip down the sides, but it feels slimmer. It actually feels slimmer than the Strong case, but offers more drop protection. This is 14 feet of drop protection, so this is amazing. This is an incredible one. 3 layers of protection, built-in MagSafe. This is the Endurance case from Griffin. This is the Endurance case from survivor. We totally have to check out this case. So we got two cases from Totallee to show off here. Totallee is known for creating incredibly thin phone cases. And that's exactly what this is. So this thing it's so light. There is nothing here. It's ridiculously light phone case. And it's almost more of like a skin than anything else, but it's plastic. So it snaps onto your phone. It can give you at least some drop protection here, plus this really cool color to it. This you can at least protect from scratches, dings, anything like that. Still gives you a raised bump on the back to protect your camera lenses, and there's a tiny bit of a raised lip along the front. But this is just an ultra minimal style case. If you want a little bit more protection, they also have this new clear case, which is still very, very thin and light, but it has a little bit more protection around these sides here and around the back. Still a raised lip on the front, back, and sides, and protection around the bottom. There's just a little more protection than Totallee is usually used to, but still awesome for the brand, and I'm excited to see them branch out with a brand new style case. Time for another big haul. This one's from UAG, the Urban Armor Gear cases. This is the Metropolis case. It is a very refined folio style case for your iPhone 13 Pro. It has 16 feet of drop protection. It is actually built with licensed Kevlar. Yeah, licensed Kevlar. It's a really neat textured material going around the outside in this particular model. And of course, it can open up to really reveal your iPhone on the inside. Because it is a folio, there are card slots. There are 3 card slots going down the front of this, and they're recessed a little bit so they don't stick out and hit your phone all too much. Now it can work as a stand as well because it opens up a little bit like that. So we can fold it back, use it as a stand for your phone here, use it as a nightstand, watching videos, all that kind of stuff. So I love that this is a good folio for your phone, holds shut tightly, very nicely. The Metropolis case from UAG. This here is the Plyo case from UAG, which they say is just modern protection. This one goes on super easily as well. It's very grippy around the outside, almost like a silicone type material. A lot of extra protection around the corners of this guy, as you can kind of tell in the video. Just pops up, it goes around a little bit on either direction. So a lot of impact protection should you drop your phone in this Plyo case. It's clear, which always looks sleek, and it offers 16 feet of drop protection. This here is the Dip case, and it is crazy protective, actually offering 20 feet of drop protection. It gets the name to me because it looks like it was dipped into something like some paint. You had a clear case and you dipped it halfway down. So I really dig the look of this guy. It feels nice and protective without being too bulky on the phone. This does, of course, add extra grip down there. You got these textured sides just to make sure you don't drop anything. But it still has that clear look, which I'm always a fan of. I love seeing the iPhone on the inside. So this, the new Dip case from UAG. This one makes me a little sad, guys, because I think this is one of the coolest cases that UAG makes. This is the Metropolis LT, like the light version of it. So it's not a full folio, so you still have access to your phone at all times. Still built with Kevlar, and I love the color of this. It's almost like a greenish gold, ermy-ish color. I don't know. It's really kind of hard to describe. You guys can see it in the video. I dig this a lot. It feels great to hold on to, ultra lightweight, still 16 feet of drop protection. I just wish it supported MagSafe. It supports wireless charging, but not Apple MagSafe. So that's the one downside for me for this particular case. Otherwise, I'd be wearing this one a whole lot more on my iPhone 13 Pro. Don't worry, UAG does have some MagSafe compatible cases though. This is its Slim Protection Essential Armor Series case. It has this frosted outside, which I love. This goes to the top of my list for clear MagSafe enabled cases. Of course, you can see the MagSafe logo there on the back, and you can kind of see like this neat texture it's got going on. There's like diamond coating, kind of like diamond metal. It's really, really neat looking. There's plenty of extra protection around the cameras and the corners. This is ultra light, minimalist protection, 12 feet of drop protection built in here. This is cool. It's kind of like a clear case, but just frosted, which just differentiates it a little bit from all the other ones on the market. This is the Dot case from UAG. Little touches are nice, such as strong is beautiful, printed in the inside of the phone. Has a shell, but the rest of it is the silicone exterior, which makes it really nice to hold on to. It's got a great soft touch to it, 16 feet of drop protection here, and again, a neat texture going down the back. This is more of a silicone case than the other one, but with some extra rigidity built in. But there's no plastic around where the buttons are, which makes them really easy to press, and it feels very nice to use the buttons, despite them being fully covered. I like this one a lot. This is the Dot case from UAG. This is the standard issue case from UAG. Very minimalist, a little bit of texture and pattern along the top and the bottom, similar to some of the other ones they have in the series. I think it kind of looks like the civilian case, if I remember. Then urban, armor, gear, printed or stamped or emblazoned there in the center. Extra protection around the corners, easy access to the buttons, an entirely silicone case really. Very nice, offering 16 feet of drop protection here. I should mention again, all these cases come in a bunch of different colors. This is the plasma case, and there are a bunch of vibrant options that are really cool as well. This one is entirely clear, kind of like a silvery white color, so you can see the blue coming from my phone that's on the inside. But a really neat pattern to this. This again, these support wireless charging, but unless I'm telling you otherwise, it doesn't support MagSafe, which is always a bummer. And UAG was put in a tight spot because they have all these cool patterns to their cases that work with wireless charging, but not with MagSafe. So they've been coming out with some new cases that support MagSafe, but some of them, like the Plasma series here, there's just simply no way to retrofit it because it does have that textured, bumpy back. So just not going to work with MagSafe. But as long as you're fine with that, this has always been one of my favorites in their lineup. This is the Outback case from UAG with 12 feet of drop protection built in. This is a biodegradable case. It's compostable. Throw this in a compost bin when you're done with it and it'll break down to natural materials. Nothing fancy going on here. Even has a recycled plastic or recycled paper case that it comes in. I also love this forest green color, and you can see the texture going on there from other natural components that are just mixed into this bioplastic that they're using. It's a really nice case, and you feel better because you're doing something for the environment at the same time. No MagSafe support here, but yeah, it supports wireless charging. This here is the Wave case from UAG. This one offers 16 feet of drop protection. You can see that wave-like effect that's going on to the back there. So it doesn't really have too much of a feel. You can feel these bumps going along the bottom, which is where you're holding your phone, but it just has a really neat, subtle effect. UAG just has a way of making some cool looking cases. MagSafe support isn't here, but it will work with those wireless chargers. There's extra texture around the outside, and the buttons are very easy to press. I like this one. This is pretty neat. I like this frosted effect, and this is just subtle. Looks pretty to me. The Monarch case is one of the ones that UAG is known for, and here it is for the iPhone 13 Pro. You can see all the different materials going on here. There's metal, there's leather, there's actual screws going into the corners holding things together. It's just a really stylish, amazing looking case. I love the look of the metal or chrome finish here, and it offers a lot of drop protection. We're talking 20 feet of drop protection in this case. Of course, if you couldn't tell because of this textured back, MagSafe support isn't going to be here, but this is one really cool way to make a style statement with your iPhone 13 Pro. Similarly, this is the Pathfinder case. It's really close to the Monarch, but just a little different, a little less flashy. Still offers 16 feet of drop protection though, which is just shy of the 20 that the Monarch offers. It's a little bit cheaper too. I particularly like this blue. I think it looks great. There's some texture going on here. There's some screws, different materials. It's a really nice protective case. There's extra grips down the side, easy to access buttons, and extra drop protection, especially in those corners. You can kind of see how bulky it gets there. That's what they're known for. That's why you're getting that 16 feet of drop protection with these cases. Lastly from UAG is the Lucent case. This is an entirely flexible, clear case that comes in a variety of different colors, and I wanted to show it before I put it onto my phone, because depending on your phone color is going to depend on how this is going to look. It goes on very easily, has some neat little dots texture there, so it's not just a completely solid case on the back, but you can still see your Apple logo shining through. Again, reinforced corners all are a little bit more bulky than the rest of it. We're looking at 12 feet of drop protection with this case, but some fun, clear, reliable colors. I've got 3 cases here from Cyrill. The 3 cases here from Cyrill are leather brick here in the front, color brick here in the center, and Cecil here at the back. All these cases are nice, just depends on what you're looking for. This one has this nice leather finish to the back, but it's not the highest quality leather that I've felt. It feels a little bit more on the plasticky side. If you want a nice leather case, maybe look elsewhere, but it is a nice beige tone with those gold accents there at the bottom. Then we have the color brick, which is very similar, comes in these nice natural colors, but it doesn't have any leather. It's all flexible, but still going to offer similar drop protection. My favorite though happens to be the Cecil case, whatever you want to call it, from Cyrill. It just looks so cool, and I'm a huge fan of these textures that go over top of your phone but let you see your phone through it. Almost like it's being printed on the phone itself. These just have such a cool effect to them, and I'm always going to love them. There's a bunch of different ones aside from these little daisies. The daisies are cute, but there are other options as well. I just like the look of these things. It's a really neat case. I wish these supported MagSafe, but alas, they're still great looking cases for your iPhone 13 Pro. Let's talk about Speck, baby. This is the Speck Presidio Grip 2. Has new Presidio 2 Armor Cloud technology. It's really lightweight, like surprisingly lightweight, but there's all of this wonderful grip down the sides of your phone. Makes it very easy to hold on to. I love these cases, I really do. And we see these all the time like movies and TV shows because they're so iconic with this pattern going on in the back, especially when they have like a white case with the blue marking on them. It's really obvious to tell that they're a Speck Presidio Grip case. It has 13 feet of drop protection, and it has antimicrobial protection built into it, so you're going to keep your hands a little bit clean as you use it. Your phone gets really grubby over time, so being able to kind of keep down that bacteria count is always going to be a good thing. On top of that, it does work with MagSafe, which I love. So built-in MagSafe support here, the all-new Presidio Grip 2, Presidio 2 Grip, whatever it is, from Speck. It's time for Zagg and Gear 4. I have two cases to show off. So this is Crystal Palace. It's a nice case, 13 feet of drop protection, and their signature D3O material built in there. It's what you see in all these cases, and it can take different color forms. That's why you may not kind of seeing it on the case itself. But a nice phone case nonetheless. But what I really love is this one here, which is the Brooklyn Snap case in black. I think this looks extremely handsome. You have this leather part here at the bottom, which feels very nice. It feels like good quality material. Then you have these textured parts up here, that more soft kind of silicone-like material, but it has a soft touch finish to it. I just think that two-tone look is really awesome. I'm a big fan of this. I am digging this case. This is still the same protection, so 13 feet of drop protection, and this one supports MagSafe. So the Crystal Palace doesn't, but this one does. So if you're looking for a MagSafe case, this one should be on your list. Extra protection, raised lip around the front, raised lip around the camera bumps there as well. Awesome case here, both of them from Gear 4 and Zagg. By the way, this leather here, it's actually vegan leather. So while it looks and feels pretty similar to leather, it is vegan leather and not real leather. Mujjo here with the iPhone 13 Pro leather cases. These ones are their wallet cases, though there are non-wallet versions available. You cannot tell me that these cases do not look good. They're such well done. There are so many little details to them that make them exceptional iPhone cases. So the leather work here is impeccable. The nice curves that go up and curve around where the camera mount is, nice subtle curves there, nice stitching going around this pocket here. And I've never had these come off, no matter how much I've used these cases. The stitching here is always rock solid. The buttons are even very nice. So they're actually, it's kind of a little bit hard to tell, but they're just raised buttons, all leather. So there's no extra materials or anything like that. Just makes it easy to press the buttons on the side. So even the button work is very nice on these cases. Of course, we have microfiber lining on the inside of these. They're just wonderful cases. Now, here's the blue one, which I really like. I think this complements the new phone colors really well. Just something a little bit different, but super high quality leather. Easy to use the card pocket on the back, so slide a couple cards in there. You don't have to worry about MagSafe. You don't have to worry about a MagSafe wallet coming off or anything. This is kind of what Mujjo is known for, high quality leather as well as their wallet cases. So if you want a wallet case for your phone and you just want it on the back, this is probably the one I would recommend. Like hands down, Mujjo would be the wallet cases that I would recommend. Otterbox, baby. Everyone out there is probably familiar with Otterbox for the Symmetry and Defender cases. They're incredibly popular, been out for a while. So I'm showing off two that are a little bit different that I really like in this video. So this guy here, this is the Popsocket case from Otterbox and has a built-in pop socket right there on the back. So you don't have to use the adhesives or anything like that. You just have a built-in pop socket on your phone. And it's recessed in a little bit so it doesn't stick out nearly as much as it otherwise would. But yeah, you got a pop socket. You can change that back of the pop socket to another style color, anything like that. But bunch of fun colors, super protective cases, 3 times the military standard, very cool. And it's made from 50% recycled plastics. These are neat cases. I just wish it supported MagSafe, but you kind of knew that was coming, didn't you? But don't worry, just because this didn't support MagSafe doesn't mean that this one doesn't. This is part of the new series, and this is one of the few that I've actually tested that has the actual MagSafe components on the inside. Like from Apple, they bought the MagSafe part and put it in this case. So it's a very nice case, simple. There's a ring around here on the back, which is kind of a nice visual effect, a little bit glossy compared to the matte finish of the rest of the case. There's protection on the front, raised edges, all that stuff that we've been talking about for all the other cases in the video. And you can tell this one's an official Apple component because when we look at the inside of it, you can see that little white card. It's not exactly aesthetically pleasing to see that on the inside, just this big old white plastic paper cardboard card on the inside, but that's the actual Apple MagSafe component that they're buying from Apple. One of the few that actually does that, like legit Apple parts. So I think it's just worth mentioning. Yeah, so this is a new case, but there's always a ton of Otterbox cases, including the new Disney 50th anniversary cases, which are super cool. So check out just really anything from Dropbox. They got a lot of licensed Disney stuff, which I always love. This one here is from Lifeproof. This is the C case from Lifeproof. Lifeproof is an amazing company, and they're actually owned by Otterbox. So it's why you see similar stuff, like the fact that it's an actual MagSafe module there on the inside. But everything here is doing good for the planet. So it's using recycled materials in the case, and every time you make a purchase, it's giving back to the environment. And it has 2 feet of drop protection at the same time. I just really like that it's made from, just put this on my phone backward, folks. I just like that it's made from recycled plastics and not just all new materials. So it's really handy to see there. I like the alternative colors, that kind of green accent on the outside. Very nice. Sleek cases. Otterbox and Lifeproof both make good cases, but I like these because I have a soft spot for the environment in general. So if you're looking for an eco-friendly case, maybe check out anything from Lifeproof, including this new MagSafe one, the C drop-proof case. Take a look at the new cases from Moment. Moment cases all now work with MagSafe, which is great. Now these are their kind of like soft, flexible cases, MagSafe support, built-in microfiber linings, all very nice. And they have the compatible mounts for the Moment lenses. So if I go ahead and put the yellow one on my iPhone here, you can see we have that extra kind of covering around the camera lenses. I will say, funny enough, just because of supply constraints, they're 3D printed from Moment. But then if you have any Moment accessories, Moment lenses here, these can just attach on there. So if I grab like the 58mm, I want to use my telelens, I want to use like the zoom lens, this 58mm, on my wide angle lens so I can get a wider aperture. I can get better shots using that. So this is just a 3D printed one, but they will have the official components soon. And they also have upgraded versions of cases that just aren't out yet either. So Moment has a lot of stuff cool coming, but you can get these now with 3D printed components, and they work with all of your Moment lenses. So you can use like a telelens on your wide angle lens to get that larger sensor for your zoomed in photos. So really neat. I love these Moment cases. Updated here for the iPhone 13 Pro. Let's look at some from Incipio. Starting off with the Organicore case. This is the Organicore and one of their compostable cases. So this thing entirely breaks down when you put it in a compost bin from case to dirt. That's really all it is. So it's a very protective case. You're still getting 8 feet of drop protection, but it's compostable for when you are done using it. This is the Optum case from Incipio. And it's very unique because it actually has cooling vents built in. So this is the inside, kind of like a microfiber lining, and you can't notice it from here. But on the back, down the back of the phone, there are these little holes. You can see it through now. Those are the cooling vents that are allowing air to pass through there to help keep your phone cool. So if you've ever had it overheat in the sun or connected to a car charger or anything like that, this should hypothetically help keep your phone a little bit cooler than if it had a more restrictive case on it. This has 16 feet of drop protection, and they say it's designed to fully support 5G. This is part of Incipio's design series, and how awesome is that effect? Almost kind of like rippling water effect on the back of my phone. It's super cool. So there's raised edges around the camera and the front of the phone. Has antimicrobial protection built in to help keep bacteria kept away. And there's 10 feet of drop protection here. Really neat case. This is a cool, stylish one. I've not seen many like this. Finally, Incipio's bread and butter, the Duo case. This case here is pretty much what they're known for. I see this one the most often. It's protective, it has this red back to it. This one supports MagSafe since it is kind of like a flagship case for them. The most drop protection, or one of the most drop protection, 12 feet for them. But it has MagSafe built in, which is new for models of the past year or so. Raised lip around the front, two-tone finish. You can see there's black and red in this version, but other colors are, of course, available. This is the Air case from Raptic. What makes this case a little bit different from some of the others is it has nice materials. This actually has a metal accent right here along the top and the bottom for great drop protection. So 13 feet of drop protection here. We have anodized aluminum around the top and the bottom of this phone. It has that chrome finish to it, and it's not just chromed with some sort of, fake chrome. it's actual metal built in. Then you have a clear case, as I mentioned, 12 feet of drop protection, but it's super lightweight, or 13 feet. 13 feet of drop protection, but it's very lightweight, easy to carry, good grip, good tactile button feel, but I just love the metal accents. That's just such a cool little touch to this case. The Air case from Raptic. The Lucid Clear case from Caudabe. This is basically, as the name sounds, a ridiculously clear case. Now it does have a protective layer on the outside, so those bubbles wouldn't be in there when you're installing this on your own phone. But it's a hard shell case versus some of the very clear cases, they're all plastic. This is hard and it clips onto your phone pretty darn easily, but it's very minimalistic. So another super thin shell of a case, but it's all clear, so it's not gonna do too much to your phone, not gonna add a lot of extra bulk. I will say this one's the darker one, so it does have like a darker tone. If you put this on like the black case and make it a little more black, or on the black phone, make it a little blacker. These are nice. There's clear and blue versions as well, so it just depends on which version you're looking for. But this is the Lucid Clear case from Caudabe. They have a lot of other cases as well, so check this out if you're looking for minimalist cases for your iPhone and think this one looks pretty cool. This case is from Casetify. This is one of the Casetify bold cases. It's very protective of your phone and has some really neat prints that go around the back. And not just on the back, but they go around the sides as well. You can see it wraps around just a little bit with that printing, which I think is unique compared to some of the other printed cases that we've seen. These also fully support MagSafe. MagSafe support is here on the latest versions of these Casetify cases. Now, this one here is like an Out West theme, but they have a ton of themes and a ton of really neat prints. There are some bright ones, vibrant ones, hippie ones, bohemian ones. Whatever you're looking for, you'll probably find something that you like from these cases. They do have extra grip down the sides. They're a little bulkier, a little more weight to them than some of the other cases that I've used, but I don't mind too much because it's still such a protective case and some really unique print patterns. So if you kind of like this one, but you want to see what other options they have, go check it out. It's time to Casetify. If you're unfamiliar with Casetify, they have a verbose customization program where you can pick your cases and almost all of them can be customized to your liking with extra words, initials, anything like that. So you get your name printed on them. There's a lot of different options you can do, but they're also fairly iconic based on just this logo around the ring there. It just says Casetify in that black ring with white text, and it goes right around the camera module, so you'll often see these cases. Now this one here, this is made from recycled phone cases, which I think is really awesome. Taking old phone cases, turning it into new phone cases. And of course it works great with the new Sierra Blue iPhone 13 Pro. Just the color matching is awesome. I just love the light blue with a little bit of darker blue on the 13 Pro. So this one here is using recycled materials, which is great, but the other option is this printed one, just one of the printed styles they have. They've done a bunch of collaborations with Pokemon and Coca-Cola and all sorts of fun stuff. This one has dragons on it. You guys know I love this look of a texture over top of the case material or the foam material. Just really, really neat. So yeah, these are just a couple from Casetify, but it's one of those brands that you're gonna have to go and look just to see all the different options that they have, because a ton of different options with customization. It's really cool. So go check out everything that Casetify's got to offer. Here's some cases from Spigen. First up is the Tough Armor case. Not one of my favorites, honestly, in their lineup, but it's a neat case nonetheless. There's impact protection on the top and bottom and this metal-like body, but it's not actually metal. It does have a kickstand built in, but it doesn't work standing up. It only works horizontally. Even then, it's not ultra strong. It's not super strong of a kickstand, but I like that it's built in general. So this is the Tough Armor case from Spigen. This Ultra Hybrid S case though, this is more my speed. So it's a clear case, which is great. This is just extra material that can be peeled off. So it'll be completely clear, not any of this wording or these blue tabs on there. But this is the cool part. This is a metal kickstand built in. So it opens up. This works vertically. It can prop up this way with your phone inside of it, but it can also work horizontally. And unlike the other one, it's metal, so it's a lot stronger. This is more my style with the Spigen cases. I like this. It's got a magnetic closure too. Yeah, you heard that snap. Works very nicely. I like this one, the Ultra Hybrid S case. Here's a simple one. It's the same thing as the Ultra Hybrid S, but it's the Ultra Hybrid Mag because it works with Apple MagSafe. But otherwise, not any differences from the Ultra Hybrid S case, but it doesn't have that stand built in. This here is the Mag Armor case. So it too supports MagSafe, has a neat textured back to it, kind of like this crisscross line pattern. I like it. I think it looks very cool. So sleek, minimalist case, good ample protection around your camera bump, always important, and around the front there's a 1mm raised lip there as well, but again supports MagSafe. This is the rugged armor case, very similar to the first one I showed off, but it does not have a stand built in. So if you liked the case but you weren't crazy about the little flimsy stand, maybe this one is a better choice. This is the Slim Armor CS case from Spigen, and its biggest feature is that it has a wallet compartment here on the back. It slides open, so it slides to the side, and you can put up to 2 cards on the inside of it. And then you go ahead and slide it shut to keep everything smooth. It is surprisingly thin for a wallet style case, but yeah, it'll hold 2 cards in there, which I think is pretty great. This is Spigen's Liquid Air. Ultra lightweight case, textured back and sides, easy access to buttons, raised front, and raised lip around the camera. Very simple, minimalist case that's very affordable. After the Liquid Air is the Thin Fit. This is a very minimalist case, and yeah, it just does what it sounds like. It's a very thin, minimalist case for your iPhone, but there's extra grip, so the bump that goes around the bottom and the top, that's your drop protection, goes on the sides a little bit too to give you a little bit more hold onto your phone. That is very thin, minimalist case with raised protection around the camera bump and an extra lip around the front of the phone. This is the Thin Fit case from Spigen. Time for the final case. This is the Grip to You silicone case. This silicone case from Grip to You has a soft touch finish to the outside. It is largely a silicone case, so there is a plastic rigid structure on the center of it. There's a microfiber lining to it where it's going to touch your phone, and it has clean action technology built into it to help fight bacteria that may be living on your phone. But what Grip to You is known for, of course, is this grip on the back. These can be swapped out with different colors, so you can actually get different color of these from Grip to You, and just like that can hold onto your hand. So super protective, even more so than a pop socket. You don't have to put your fingers around it or anything. It's like a rubber band that's just around your fingers. And because it's curved like that, or with those holes, it makes it very comfortable on your hand as you're holding it. So whether you're just putting like a couple of fingers through as you're using your phone, makes it very easy and comfortable to use your phone without worrying about dropping it. Especially if you take photos a lot, this makes me feel better about that I'm not going to drop it into some weird spot while I'm focusing on the photo. So yeah, if you want some added grip to your phone, check out the latest Grip to You cases. Okay, that about does it for me. Let me know which cases here are your favorites and which ones I didn't include that you want to see in the next video. Otherwise, I'll check y'all next time.